Greetings, everyone. We're going to try yet another best of one Throne of Eldraine draft. Hasn't been going well this week, but we're gonna shooters got to shoot out of the slump, right? We're gonna actually win more than we lose this time, right? I feel it. If you want to win more than you lose in your retail Magic decisions, then you would be doing well to keep Card Kingdom in your considerations. Card Kingdom is my sponsor, of course, and if you do shop for physical Magic stuff, it would help this stream if you would do so at the affiliate link in my panels down below. I mean, I'm just saying, you should, if you buy physical Magic stuff, you'd be silly not to at least have Card Kingdom in your rotation of someone you check for prices and the things you need, because they are hyper competitive with the best in the industry, and they're going to do right by you when you order with them. And if you find yourself about to order from Card Kingdom because of their incredible selection, prices, service, and delivery, keep in mind that you can come back to my old Twitch channel, click on the affiliate link, and do your shopping through that link, and then you can help this stream as you were going to do the shopping you were going to do anyway. And if you haven't checked out Card Kingdom, you really should. They're just one of the giants of the Magic industry, and they're going to do right by you if you check them out. So thanks for all your support, Card Kingdom. Let's jump in. I don't know of any value into holding onto your vault other than holding onto the vault, other than that you can roll over it and see how close you are to your next vault. I open the vaults I can't stand the pulsing chest. It forces, like, visually just kind of forces me to open it. Yeah, this is a very ugly pack. You can take Savvy Hunter as the card with the greatest potential, or Fireborn Knight again, leaning into where the bots are at right now. What does being like Deathsea mean? Oh yeah, the sure, wild card. That's the other thing to do. Either push it as far as you can, or yeah, Tactician is a easy to cast. We can just take gems here, see what comes. I mean, I want to increase my win. Like, we're bummed out about not, but I want to be disciplined. Like, regardless, who cares about what's happened to us? We're going to be disciplined, and I'm going to take gems. Nothing in here. Yeah, it's even playable gems. I'll even leave it in the main. I can't pass those gems. We should just do that and see what comes our way. And here, of course, I'm going to take Slaying Fire. Again, I know, like, we might end up red again, but we'd be silly not to hedge towards red with the with what the bots have shown us. I mean, this is how we, I think if you want to push up your gem count, you got to lean into what the bots are doing. And the bots are not drafting red cards, so let's take that and see what happens. Oh, this is the only red card here, and instead we get a neat pick between Adversary and Outmuscle. Maybe we will play this Castle. Is Casket better than Fire in a vacuum? I don't think so. I think Fire hits more things at 3 damage than Casket does at 3 CMC. Is that fair? There's a lot of 4+ CMC stuff that still has 3 toughness. It was my thinking, but, and also this goes to the face. Yeah, I think I like Adversary over Outmuscle in this spot. Yeah, David cuts to the chase faster than I did. Goes to the face. Adversary here. Trapped is probably the... Oh, there's also a Reeve. We've had some decent success with a Shield Breaker, but I don't think it's the pick here. I think we're taking Removal. What do you think? We can... I'll pull it. You can take Shield Breaker if you really think it's the best, but let's call it Shield, Reeve, and Tower. I don't think anything else could be correct here. What do I think? Honestly, just leaning into the bots, the Tower seems like a better place to be than Reeve right now. But Reeve in the abstract is the best. Huh, only a couple people are with me on the tower. Interesting that people are more interested in shield breaker than removal. I know we have slaying fire, and I know we're leaning into red. That's an interesting result. All right, well, I'll follow chat. We can take the Reeve and see what happens. I think it's still early yet. We're still trying to figure out what they're telling us to do. I think we might wish we had that tower, but prove me wrong, chat. Hey, it's a good start towards proving me wrong, because that becomes the obvious pick here. Slaying Fire is even splashable if we end up with a heavy food deck and get some of those eggs or whatever that make us mana. Tower does get undone pretty easily, you're right. Let's take Savvy Hunter. See if we can get paid here. This is the other thing I was thinking about with the Reeve Soul. It does set us up for a Lance. So now we can take the Lance and really just see what happens here. It's the best card. I mean, if we wanted to commit to black-green, we could take Curious Pair. Should we hedge with the red? I'm going to pull this one too, because there's really a direction to here, a really directional decision here with the Lance and Pair. I'm going to put Lost for Lost Legion, if you think, go and then, but I think if you want to be red, I think we hedge on the Lance. So I'm not going to offer Ogre Errant or Seven Dwarves, because I think if we take any red card, it's got to be the Lance. But I'm curious if you think we hedge for the possibility of the Lance, or just move in on the food and take something less powerful but more black-green, like Curious Pair or Lost Legion. And I'm really curious to see Lance versus Lost Legion plus Curious Pair. Like, basically it's like red card or not is kind of my interesting question here. Yeah, Lost plus Pair has failed to even pass the combined past the Lance. I was definitely leaning Lance myself. I don't think these are powerful enough. As we say, the opportunity cost on this Lance is a Curious Pair or a Lost Legion, and neither of these are so strong that we shouldn't take that opportunity here and pay that cost. Oh, look, best removal spell in the format. We were talking about that earlier. Is it? Maybe, maybe not. We're taking it over. We take Rose Thorn, but I think we just had to take this. It's so good right now. Red Cap or Reeve? I suppose we Reeve and try to pick up Red Cap super late. I think I have Slipper as my current front runner for grudgingly playable. I think I was saying that yesterday. And Weaselback, obvious here. You want the fruit? No, I think we take the cheap Knight with the Steel Claw. Gotta take the cheap Knight. I take a Dwarf over Hengewalker here. Maybe play Reaper. This doesn't look like a deck where we love Reaper, but we could play it. We really want the Barrage, or not Barrage, Barge In over Lash of Thorns. I guess we'll take a Fling. These are all interesting. They're all kind of... I like these cards at a similar level, actually. It's kind of funny. They're very appropriate final picks, but all could end up making our deck under certain circumstances. I mean, Drawbridge, when you get to go Bell of the Brawl, attach Steel Claw Lance, attack Haste, I think makes it the pick. Mine, maybe, probably not. All right, how about that rare red-black Knight? Let's just get right on theme, gems, rare. Here we go. Boom. No, Emery for the gems, but I think we could... It's so heavy red right now, you can play two melees and be okay. We don't really have much going on for Clover right now. In fact, looks like we have 0 going on for Clover. We have Reaper. But I'm going to take their good removal. You want gems? Yeah, we could take the gems, but we'll make this a tight little red-black knight package here. More gems we could take. Might be able to risk that. I mean, let's put it. All right. Can we wheel this Rimrock? It's pick 2. I think we can wheel the Rimrock. I think we can wheel it. Give me a greed emote. Give me a greed emote. Come on. That's the thing. The thing is, a red bot, though, is going to be in 2 colors, and there's plenty of cards from the other colors. All right. Since we can get gems, let's do some science. We'll call this more greedy science. Hey, Lord Tupperware, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Tupperware viewers. You caught us in the middle of a chase draft, a tilt draft. We went 2-3 with our first heavy red, light black double steel claw deck, and we're back into it with leaning into yet another red black deck. Bad idea draft. Well, yeah. I usually think of those as like the 10 p.m. drafts. All right, what are you taking here? Probably just Barrage. I think I like Barrage. We're going to wheel the Paladin, and I like Barrage over the Merchant. Yeah, I should keep... we do have some decent green, enough such that I should keep this stuff in. We should be aware that that's a place we can back into with the card like, you know, Witchstalker. It kind of makes it interesting. But the freedom with which we can pick up red cards is so powerful. I think I like Trebuchet here, try and wheel the red cap, but we could also veer green. Maybe I'll pull this one. Do you like Fierce Hedge Green or Brim for the Brimstone Trebuchet? And I do like Trebuchet over the red cap. I think we try and wheel the red cap, Raging Red Cap here if we take a red card. If we take the Fierce, we're giving up on a lot of quality in red unless we want to try and splash. Interesting. Chat largely wants the Witchstalker. Gosh, I kind of disagree. Like, what do we... If we take Witchstalker, are you saying red-green or black-green? I think if we do that... Like, you're saying cut the red? Like, look what happens if we cut the red. Well, if we go 3-color, then I really don't like adding a green-green spell to the mix. So that doesn't seem strong. So, like, it can't be correct to cut red on the strength of a Fierce Witchstalker. So... Then you're saying... we're splashing black, possibly, and that doesn't seem right to me either. So I'm going to ignore the chat vote and go with what I think is correct, which is the Trebuchet. Burning Yard Trainer. We'll pick this knight up, try and wheel the Weasel. Well, I was trying to understand why chat was... No, I mean... I wanted to look at it because chat seemed to want a double green card. And I didn't see why we would take a double green card if we weren't going for, like, playing the Savvy Hunter and the Reeve Souls and stuff. So I couldn't tell if people were trying to be Jund, which I also don't particularly love, especially, again, with the green-green. Anyway. I'm going to take the trainer. Probably just want a noble here if we're not green. I've really messed things up with the... Actually, here, hold on. I'm going to do this. I want it to reset CMC. There we go. That's better. Red-green aggro. Yeah, let me lose the Reeve Souls. Steel... Maybe that's okay. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong for not heading towards red-green aggro. But here we are. We could still take the Acolyte here even. Acolyte sets up for the possible splash. Yeah, I think the opportunity cost here on Noble versus Paladin is worth just specking on the Acolyte. Maybe I should have taken the Witch Stalker. We can't undo that, but we can try to make the right choices from here. Well, there's nothing but green to take. I mean, we're not going to take Pixie. That doesn't do anything for us. We're never playing the Keep. We can take a Return to Nature if we want one of these main, if we end up green. But I think we would want a Spider if we end up playing green. You take that. Probably just want a Scaldron here as the card that will make any deck, but we could take a non-human decent 2-drop in green. Really reticent to head towards green, though, I gotta say. With 2 Reeve Souls and a Steel Claw, I don't know. But I guess this is pretty whatever. So it's Cauldron or Rider. It is a green knight. You're not wrong there. All right, I think Cauldron is just weak enough when we're expecting to do our own Slaying Fires and stuff that we can spec on the Rider. Maybe we're supposed to be red-green here, and I just missed it, and chat was on it, and I wasn't. I don't think I want Slipper here, though. Take an Appetite and throw it in the board for now. Hey, I was at least right about the Rimrock wheeling. Maybe I'm not right about everything, but I was right about the Rimrock. So we're gonna take that. Squire is not really, I mean, I guess you can, you know, cast your Rimrocks and make it a 3/3 here. This is a knight, though. Nice job on finding a Wrenn and 6. That's cool. Yeah, we can just pick these up, right? We already, although we don't have anything. I don't really run it in best of 1 if I can help it. I'd rather run a Spider. Spider can at least block things on the ground really effectively, too. Although, ideally, I don't even run a Spider. I just go with my aggro plan. All right, I'm going to take Squire over. The Paladins just... We seem to end up with as many Paladins as we could possibly want when we do this. We'll take a Raging Redcap here, though. Another Spiders to blow your house down. Might want the Falter effect if we don't get some good reach. I don't think I'm going to run 2 Spiders, so I'm going to take Blow Your House Down. I know, but we have one, and Spider Flood is real if you're trying to be anything aggressive. I kind of would rather try and defeat flyers with whatever deck, whether even if we pivot back towards black or whatever. I think we want to try to beat flyers by rolling them over rather than getting too defensive. We might run a Blow Your House Down. It is possible. Playable gems, and we're going to wheel this Rider anyway, so that's pretty easy. Playable gems it is. Playable gems. Or a heck of a Black Knight. All right, I'm going to pull this one. This is pivot point here. I'll go into this, and then we're going to say once. Once and order are your choices here. Yeah, barge in wheels for sure. Like, we're just getting a barge in for sure. Couple of votes of support for order, but maybe it wasn't even poll worthy. I don't know how much gems are influencing people, but man, I could still see abandoning green here, taking the Order of Midnight, and ending up with a tight night deck by the end of this pack. We still have 4 of them, just because Magic Craig. So Magic Craig is talking about the way the system works in terms of bannings. So when Once Upon a Time was banned in Standard, everybody got rare wild cards equal to the number of Once Upon a Times in their collection. But Once Upon a Time wasn't taken out of your collection because you can still use it in Historic or whatever. And nothing is banned in Limited anyway. Even if Oko is banned in all formats, it wouldn't be banned in Limited because it's there in the booster. Yeah, so we'll take that. And I'll follow chat on this one. Which means probably another Rose Thorn, which can really help us possibly splash some of this nice black. Had to pass the barrage. It might even wheel with the way things are going, though. So I'm going to take Rose Thorn. I think it... Banner seems just whatever. I don't love the banner, no. But people want the barrage. Maybe we'd wheel the Rose Thorn. We don't get gems for once. Weren't they removed and replaced with wild cards? I don't know what you mean by that, Craig. Sorry. Yeah, Barrage wheeled last draft, and while this is, quote, whatever, we do have like a couple of Reeve Souls that we might want to splash here. Although they're not a great splash, being more geared towards early game. I see what you did there, James. I salute you. Banner. Again, as I've said, if Banner tapped for anything all the time, I'd like it, but I just don't like it as a choose one color. All right, I'll take Barrage. I think we probably wheel whichever one we don't take anyway. And here I'm going to take Dragonfire and try to wheel the Rimrock, I think. Yeah. Rimrock can wheel pretty consistently, for better or for worse, around here. Well, yeah, it's the thing. I really felt like if we had leaned into black, we would have been fine as well. I mean, we're fine, but yeah, we're certainly not playing this. And we've come up with enough removal that we don't need to splash for Reeves, and Steel Claw isn't a good splash in what we're doing. So this looks like where we're headed. Yeah, no extra wild cards. Like, we're not going to get a wild card for this once. We're just going to get 20 gems. Brute for the aggro. I don't have anything really to make it big right now. Yeah, we don't really have any enablers for Brute at the moment, and we're probably unlikely to find some before the end of this draft. We could take the Merchant. Don't love the Merchant either, though. You got it, D. We don't need 1-drops. Mostly you need 2-drops for aggro, which we have a solid contingency of. I don't know if we're playing drawbridge at this point, but I disagree that you, quote, need, like, you're aggro and you don't have ginger brutes, you're screwed. Like, whatever. It's whatever. We haven't seen any halberd yet, and I don't think we're probably, well, maybe, I don't know if there was. I wasn't paying attention to the beginning of this pack, to be fair. Yeah, I'm just gonna take merchant. We'll see what happens here. We can get a 3rd red cap melee. That seems a touch greedy when you're trying to play 5-drops. I think we should just stick to 2 of those. But Skullknocker, not great. We can just get a generic dummy. But I mean, would we ever play 3? This is best of 1. Are we going to really play the 3rd? They won't all be. That's the thing. They won't all be. We could see if we can cut, like, trouble is, there are these 2 barrages. Like, that's why we shouldn't take this barrage. I kind of just want to cut the. We could do this. I like 3 red cap. I like 3 of these in this deck. Thing is, we also have Slaying Fire, Scorching Dragonfire, and 2 barrages. That's the thing. It's like, are we playing barrages or these? Because I don't think we play all of it. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure we're going to get more barge-ins, but I'm going to... This was just to kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, maybe we just fall back into mono red after all of this. I'm going to take... No, I'm going to take dummy. Ooh, this is an interesting one. We already have the 1 trebuchet. Let's check, do a knight count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, only 5. So maybe the trebuchet is not that good and we should just take more aggro. Only 1 dwarf right now. Maybe just take a Rimrock. Here's another Rimrock. We're just going to rock all the rims. Blow your house down. Plus Rimrock. Yeah, maybe we just do the blow your house down, top off at 3. We'll see. Maybe. Here's the barge in we thought would wheel. Tall as a beanstalk. I don't think we ended up with the gingerbread, but we can take beanstalk. Look. See? They all come back. We're just going to rock all the rims all the time. All right. Make a note of this gem grind. So I kind of jokingly cut the everything above 3, but we could actually do this. And like add like appetite. I don't think we need to do this though. This would be what I'd want to do if we had 3. Yeah, castle's not doing anything for us, is it? Eight, 9. Let me go. This would be a 16 lander. What's the numbers here? 15, 9. This is kind of interesting. I'll screen cap it to keep in mind this tops at 3 approach. Although in this case, maybe we just cut Rosethorn and play another Insatiable Appetite or something. Running stuff for science hasn't been the kindest to us, but we could still try it. Nicer sleeves? You're talking to me? Or Combustinator? I'm not... All right, let's I took a screen cap. We can go back to it if we want. Let's actually look at all of our good cards, or all of our possible cards. So let's look at a full spread here, see what that looks like and feels like. What will we cut? What's 6? Like cutting Drawbridge, 1 of the 7 dwarves. Again, like just cut a spider and go try to win through our own aggression, not worry about... Oh yeah, we can probably cut both of these in this world where we're trying to win through this type of stuff and not blowing houses down. That's 1410. So this would make me want to cut another spell, not a creature if possible. This is where we could cut a barrage. Despise is pretty strong. I get that it's not amazing, but it's hasty. Our human count. We have a squire that could be sacrificed. Let's see. Let's put. This is also cards that I think we probably just cut the appetite. Actually, didn't even see that was in there. Anyway, humans. This is a human. Human. 3 humans. Everything else, I believe, is non. Yeah, this has not been great, but I think it's still playable. And this puts us at 14.9. Again, a little low, a little lower than we want to be on creatures, but what are we bringing in? Like a dwarf or a spider? That just doesn't seem worth it. Or drawbridge. Let's try this. Sweet rims. There's 4 of them too. Do we want more red? We've got Searing Barrage. We've got Squire and Marrowleaf that we want on 2, but kind of feel like this should be 10-7. What do you think about that? Kind of feel like we should be here. Oh, we have this Rosethorn. I don't like that either. In fact, maybe we just want another 2 to slot in, a red 2 to slot in. Dwarf is not exciting, but you can hit it with a Barge in and Rimrock. Yeah, Rosethorn is good with that, I suppose. All right, well, I'll put the Rose Thorn back, but I'm skeptical. I think we might have more value out of another consistent 2-drop. Yeah, you're all making the barrage argument, but I think a nice curve out on 2 is even more important than barraging for 3. I also don't want to cut any more creatures. At 14, I want to keep our creature count up. So, like, if we wanted to bring in 7 dwarves for maybe one of the barrages, of course, then that reduces the need for this. It's all very fiddly here. I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna do it this way. We're gonna go done. Get back in for the reset, and then I'm gonna capture this. Yeah, spider. We'll consider like spider and dwarf are the things that we were considering bringing in here. We'll see if we wish that some of those late cuts were those cards instead. Well, we can keep this, and the Rose Thorn can actually help us on turn 2. So, working out even the 10-7. It should keep unblockable because unblockable is not a keyword. Unblockable is not a word they use anymore. They say cannot be blocked. And so it doesn't, it's not losing an ability, I don't think. But I'm also not perfect on that stuff, so if I've led you astray, I apologize. Got some red anyway. We'll drop this and start with the dummy. Try to. Hello. There we go. Lag. That's the thing. Yeah, maybe so. Ethel Wolf. It might lose haste. Yeah, I don't know. This is where 25 years later, I don't know the Magic rules. I'm gonna just try and get in for a smack there, and we can drop the Acolyte. If the Acolyte lives, we can get a turn 4 trainer onto the dummy, which is pretty big, pretty solid. Again, Burning Yard, not the most amazing Magic card of all time. 5 mana for a 3/3, pretty darn clunky. And it looks like we don't get a chance here, but I will go ahead and rock a Rim and then drop the Rim Rock. I really want to cast this next turn, so this is emergency only or red creature only. Fluff is asking about whether or not, like, being in the 5-0 bracket, for example, makes me more worried about rares such that I would play around them more. Maybe a little bit, but not a huge factor. I still tend to have the philosophy of I'm not going to play around a specific rare unless I'm so far ahead that playing around the rare is what protects my win the most effectively. Now, boy, it'd be nice if they dropped a red creature, but, well, if we draw a land, we get red cap plus barrage, which is pretty strong. Or we get reaped, but still in a pretty good spot despite the reap. We're gonna pump our dummy, and they're 1 from dead. If we draw on a land, they would just be dead, but as it is, they get at least another turn. Oil Can, thank you for the sub. Scott asks, do you think there may be a deck that is draftable and open that isn't good, but it's a meta answer, basically anti-red-white? I don't think you need to think in terms of draft this deck that isn't good otherwise, and it happens to be good here. I think you do want to be drafting the best deck you see while making picks that keep in mind that you're going to be facing a lot of aggressive red decks. That might have been their only option, right? You know, but that's score 1 for Hat. Where's Hat? That was not a great Reaper for Oppo, and I would agree with, like, we're now in a meta in this arena format where I'm more in line with Hat, thinking that Reaper is definitely a lower priority on my list now, just because of the meta we're experiencing. Right. And James points out his anecdotal experience of recent times is that he didn't face nothing but red. Still, I think we do see there's obviously a lot more mountains than there have been historically. We just don't know exactly where it's at. All right, we're keeping this. Nice. Burning our trainer onto a red cap is a nice start. We're going to drop a mountain, or a forest, and we get... Check this out. This does not happen much, folks. Not happen much. On the play, turn 2, Okame Adversary. You saw it here first. I mean, this is about the only thing that does it. I suppose I should have let this connect before playing a land, but I mean, we're gonna play a land anyway, and I guess this does not help Searing Barrages, so that could have been... All right, well, I was hoping to get a lot of action out of that card, but a 2 for 1 right off the bat's not the worst, so no worries. What's the story behind it? It's part of the self-hate cycle at Uncommon, D. We're playing the red... 2 copies of the red one, but basically there's a cycle of these get better / cheaper if you're using it against your own color cards, and that's the green one. Oh, I cast Okame because they had a Wildwood Tracker on 1. Sadly, all we get here is the Squire. And I don't even want to offer this trade because I think our follow-up is better, so I'm going to play the Squire and pass. You want me to flavor justify why this is cheaper? Because this is a dude who is... normally just whatever motivation, but man, when it comes to combating fellow elves, like he just gets so motivated that he comes out sooner for battle. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's not a perfect flavor match, and it's just the story they went with. Here we have an interesting Return of the Wild Speaker possibility, but actually what I think we just want to do here... what do we want to do here? Because we can... if we Wild Speaker... This becomes monstrous, but this does nothing. Whereas we drop a trainer and then red cap. Yeah, red cap just gets a clean attack, right? And if they want to double block the Burning Yard, we're okay with that. Or we can just Dragonfire and have a pretty good attack. But they might have something. I'm going to do this. Yeah, trainer this turn. And can even offer the Squire. I'm a little nervous about this open mana. They only played the Wildwood Tracker. They left all this open mana. But I think we're going to put him to the test with this backup in hand. Squire trades with everything, and we'd be happy if it traded with a removal spell or whatever, or a trick. Yeah, we don't have many non-humans, but here are 2 of them. Well, the return doesn't draw off of the humans, which are our big creatures, is the thing. And here we're going to make sure red cap goes down over the tracker. Right? That's actually pretty good for us and might give us a win if they don't block. Let's see, we get to get a 8, 9, 10. Oh, they can play another tracker, though. That's pretty good. What, oh, and the Ginger Brute. That's not bad, all things considered for them. Oh, Rimrock is going to do it to it, though. I wonder if we could even pump up the Squire and set up a situation. Yeah, I'm thinking, though, we could Rimrock main phase onto red cap and then cast the Rimrock to pump the Squire, and then what kind of blocks do they have? Right? They have no good blocks. And then this plus this next turn becomes pretty darn brutal for them, even if they get something like this out. So I'm going to try that. If they want to double block Squire, I think that's good for us. Take the 6. Can't really use the castle, though. It needs another red. Because if they double block, that's fantastic. They go to 6 and we have these, both of these, and then we get to return next turn. I think this is fine. We're happy about this. Oh, they could double block the red cap, but the first one would... Yeah, they could have double blocked the red cap. That's true. They chose not to, though. Well, not a bad turn from Oppo. This proved very powerful. They got it's tough to cast all of this stuff by the end of your next turn, but they and they like tapped out to do it. They didn't even have extra mana, but they still really managed. Oh, well, that's pretty nice. This lets us, and we can just draw cards here, and it actually might set us up for an even better turn upcoming. But can we just win here somehow? Trouble is we can't cast return. We can get red cap plus scorching, though. Yeah, I suppose maybe they'll put the rampart in front of the red cap, and then we can do that. I think we get to attack and see at the very least. Well, the Fervent Champ is a concern for the Rimrock, though. Yeah, that's an interesting line. Just waiting, drawing 3 at end of turn. I'm going to let this go. This is an interesting spot that we have to think carefully. I mean, we need to get that Smasher. Yeah, but I don't want to miss a chance to just use this to just outright win the game on the non-human side. If it gave him trample, I might go for it, but I think I am going to be patient here. We could send in the red cap, though, yeah, and let them, if they misplay... Yeah, actually, I'm going to send in this. There's no way, there's no good blocks they have on this that don't just... We won't even 2-for-1 ourselves. There's basically very little they can do here that isn't good for us. It's just that we don't get to then play Return of the Wild Speaker. The one thing we could have done maybe differently is risk Return the Wild Speaker to draw 3, find a mountain, play the mountain, and then execute this same attack. Although it telegraphs it a little bit. Looks like Oppo's worried about this even now. And it's understandable, but we're going to use both of our removal spells to survive this, and then we should be good. Did I ever meet people who regretted the fact that they started with MTG because it sucked up all their money and time? Only people who joke about that. Like, I mean, if it's truly being oppressive to your money and time, you shouldn't, you know, shouldn't do it. Like, do something else. That's a pretty good play for them, because now they have 2 points of first strike, which can at least threaten to trade with the red cap. No, it gets +3/+3, so even that's good too. Yeah, I was thinking we didn't get toughness, but yeah, this is fine. If I had not blown the tracker, we would have used 1 point of first strike to take out the smasher, and then taken 2 and lost our creature. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna attack in and wild speak. And it should be pretty good for us. Almost no matter how they block. It does depend on what they have. If they found a pump spell, if they have an insatiable appetite, this could go poorly for us, but... Even then, I think one of these still works out for us. We're going to go for the creature pump here, see if it plays out. No trample, so we get no extra damage in here, but we 2-for-1 for 5 mana, which seems worth it to me given this board. Yeah, Brute is causing the pause. No info because the Brute is out. No pause info, that is. Another Rimrock, I'll take it. Would like a mountain, though, then we could actually activate this castle to some effect. Also, unfortunately here, this means we're going to trade off the Rimrock either way. So we're going to trade Rimrock for Ginger Brute here, but then Raging Redcap is going to get nasty, and then we make another Rimrock anyway. Also, to trade Rimrock for Brute, they can't sack the Brute for food. Do I think Magic is an addictive game? Sure. In the sense of that almost anything can be psychologically addicting. Magic is not a physically addictive game. Addiction is a complicated, meaning-rich term. We're going to keep offering these Rimrock trades. Now we can do this. Thank you, Shazmo. We got there. Some interesting choices along the way. Well, now we got a 2-0 start here. Yeah, it doesn't even need to feel good. Sequences can be addictive, good or bad. There's some weird addictions people have out there because of, yeah, those cycles that their brains have gotten into. This is a nice keep. We're going to go Squire on 2, be able to Rimrock on 3. Maybe we'll red cap on 3 and see how things go. Some people are addicted to Link being in the top right spot. Well, they're scratching their arms then or whatever. Did I miss a... Oh, yeah, sure. There you go. All right, this is a fascinating turn. We have a red cap we can use on this red cap for no land loss, but what does that get us exactly? Not enough. I think we just attack with our Squire and play a Raging Red Cap here. No, we didn't do the meme off. Yeah, there's 27 red caps, so it makes it hard to communicate. You're right. Remind me at the end of this game, and I'll see if I can. Well, actually, I'm streaming long day. Remind me tomorrow. Let's just maybe I'll finish this event today, and we'll focus on that. Okay. I think we'll be weaseling. We'll get this eventually, but they, you know, there's a bunch of different cards they could play that I'd be much happier to melee than this red cap. If they can't do anything with this mountain, this is not a bad turn for us that they spent ramping. No distract. You know, feel free to ask your questions and see where things go. Okay, well, I mean, you got a clean attack in here again. I'm just going to play the Trebuchet. You're not alone. Something about the head being photorealistic and everything else in the hand. I don't know. It's just that his hand and his head are so real looking and everything else is not. I don't know. It's a little weird. Not currently, Craig, but apparently they're working on some features for exactly that. Improved friends lists and the ability to deck share, but I'm not sure exactly what they mean by deck share. That part's not clear to me yet. Oh yeah, we love to rimrock a red cap, a raging red cap, but we're gonna wait on that and get Trebuchet down here. Mezzanine had a question from earlier asking, listen to your LR podcast. Apparently, I don't, any 1-1 LR podcast, and was wondering if you still think that what you pass is really important to remember because bots will lock on a good card passed and stay there. With the way the bots have been lately, I would say it's far less important because the colors are, like, it's not even, there's not even anything that's really a question at this point. It's really, I don't know. Sorry, that's not a good way to put it. I'm a little jumbled in my words as I try to play and talk, but I think it becomes pretty clear what's open is what I'm saying. So probably less, but I still care more about it than I do against human players. I think that's still a fair thing to say. So Slaying Fire now can just take out this Paladin full stop. It's just, it takes all of our, it basically takes up the whole turn. Our other option would be to see if they want to block, and then we can Rimrock, but even that doesn't quite get there. So this turn I'm just going to slay the Paladin and get in. I'll offer the Squire for trade even, but not the red cap. Were the problems that have arisen from bots foreseen as potential problems during design of them from your days in R&D? Well, I wasn't in R&D when I designed the bots, to be clear. When we talk about Magic, I think of R&D as the place where they design the cards. On the Arena team, yes, we did talk about whether we thought this was going to be sufficient enough or what kind of problems might emerge. When I brought up the system with Eric Lauer, who is from R&D, so I would communicate with R&D about this, for example. Eric brought up the lack of synergy drafting as a possible problem. I don't think we properly identified how much of a problem 7/8 of the cards in each pool not being part of the play meta would affect things. But as I left things, we were iterating. We were seeing what the draft bots could support. But when I initially designed them, the idea was they would be the low skill kind of newer player zone, and that we would have human drafts for the higher skill queues. Then that kind of shifted, and then I was out of the company before we really iterated through what where we were at, you know. And I don't think anybody at Wizards thinks we're in a great place. I think they're prioritizing other things. Yeah, I still think they'll make human drafts eventually. Okay, this is interesting. We get... I think we just want to red cap the red cap so that we can attack with our red cap. And we'll leave the other red cap, and if they want to block our red cap with the red cap, we could consider red capping that red cap instead. Yeah, we can attack anyway, right? So let's attack, and well, if they block though, we don't get the damage through. That's the problem. I'm going to go ahead and red cap melee the raging red cap now so that I can have an attack they'll probably take with our raging red cap. One, two, three. So we are going to be facing a Beanstalk Giant potentially soon. That could be a problem. I'm going to go for max damage here while we can. And then hopefully having multiple... Ooh. Well, hopefully this pause is just pump and not them blowing us out here. Be really bad if they have a burn spell. But they have, I feel like they would have used it by now, so I wasn't even really thinking about it. But I think this is good. They're at a virtual 3-2 now. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think they can come up with the blocks next turn. Because we get 3 off of the barrage, 1 off this ping, so they're at a virtual 2 right now, which just means that one of these 2 needs to be able to get through. Of course, we only have the 2 attackers, so they do have 2 blocks. Maybe we just sit back behind Trebuchet from here and barrage for 3, and that this will just get there eventually. They may be worried that if they go... Oh, they may not even have the land. I was expecting to have to deal with a 7/7, but they may also either not have the land or might just want to deploy 2 threats instead of 1. We'll see what they're up. Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course, we get to barrage the red cap. Never mind. I knew it made sense in my head as I was thinking about it, and then suddenly I was like, wait, maybe we don't have it. But no, yeah, we... Yeah, they're at a virtual 1 because we actually get the untap on Trebuchet. So basically, just anything needs to get through, and if they play a single threat and don't have any interaction, we win. So actually the best thing, like a land plus giant is win, but I don't know if Oppo is... Well, they'll still be around. It doesn't look like it's a... Okay, they just have the tree folk, but I think that means we win. If we didn't before, we do now. Although we'll just do it the way we decided here. We'll go barrage, Treb, and attack. Oh, this is the new exile zone, D. New as of that build, like 2 Thursdays ago now, or whatever, last week. Oh, hey, Kanubi, was that you? GG. We didn't give you much of a chance there, though. We just kept having all the tools. We have 4 rim rocks, so, you know. If the tool you need is a Rimrock Knight, we are going to get it a lot here. And this is a great start. Oppo going first. We're going to keep this. We even get a Once Upon a Time in Limited as our first play. Going to go looking for some green. Did not find green, but we're low enough. As much as I'd like this action, we're going to take a land here. And at least we also filtered through a bunch of not forests. So we have, what is it, 4? So that'll help us find a forest more quickly, we hope. I'm going to be a little greedy here and go with the red cap activation. Gets a good smack in, and what it allows us to do is play the Trebuchet on 3 and get our Trebuchet value out of the Rimrock. Can use Merchant to rummage if we don't find green soon. Probably rummage away the Squire. Although with his hand, it could be a 3/3 pretty reliably. This is going to eat a Scorching Dragonfire for sure. I think if we don't find a land, we're going to be haggling and then Dragonfiring the Owl. If If we find a forest specifically, maybe we just squire and scorch the owl. Yeah, so instead I'm gonna let's rummage a squire away looking for forest. Hey, there's a forest. What do you know? Now we can think about what we want to do here. I think I'll actually offer red cap and a pump for that owl if they want to take it. Might even just take a rimrock, but that's what I thought they would do, is nothing. And I like Rose Thorn here to maximize what we can do next turn in terms of having mana available. If we draw a land, we'll have 6 mana, and that gives us a lot of play. We can Adversary Scorch. If we don't draw a land, we still have Scorch, both sides of Rimrock, for example. So, interesting. That's fine. I don't think that was really our important creature, to be honest. It was going to be important next turn, but all told, I don't mind that much. Youthful Knight poses some challenges to what we're up to. It just blocks a lot of the stuff we have. I'm going to go ahead and Adversary this turn, I think, and see what we can get next turn with a Rimrock plus Adversary. Rimrock plus Adversary is nice. Well, actually, I was thinking Trample. We don't have Trample with it, so never mind. It's not that nice. But we'll throw this out. Other option would be to do something like Merchant plus Dragonfire on that turn, but I like getting this guy going. Rimrock on Trebuchet to trade. I don't think so. I think we just kill it with fire. Although, now that we have a Youthful Knight to take care of, you may not be... Maybe that is the correct play. Let's see what they do. Jikerman has put out something I hadn't really thought about doing, but the presence of the pesky Youthful Knight does make it an intriguing option. But Trebuchet is a strong card. I also am not sure about doing it into the open mana. Like, we should be playing around Squire and that kind of thing. It's an interesting line. I just don't like it into the open mana, so I'm not going to do it here. But I like the idea, Jikerman. I'll think about it, but I don't think this is the time for it. Keep getting increasingly interesting targets for for this Dragonfire, and now I want more removal. No more removal. Do we want to play this? Might want to start pitching stuff to... what do we get if we play the land? We get 6 mana, 3 on the Veil, and we can do Scorch plus one side of the Rimrock. Yeah, this is going to get pretty ugly for us, huh? I'm going to send in the Adversary and see if they double block. Or even single block. I guess there's no point. If they single block, it's just kind of silly if they single block. Yeah, we just have to do this. Well, if we attack with the Adversary and they block with the Fireborn, what have we accomplished? Maybe they won't block with it, though. Yeah, maybe they won't. Okay, I think they probably won't. because it's too valuable. So we'll see. If they want to put the Fireborn on this, they're offering that trade. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So now I think we just, well, if they double block, that's great for us. That's what we're hoping for, right? Is the double block. But I didn't think they would do that. I know they have they're too suspicious, and rightfully so. That's why I didn't think they'd make that block. Now I'm thinking about whether or not we rock for damage. I'm gonna say no. Oh, they could have something like outflank. Outflank would be bad. It's a pretty common thing to have. So now we have a Burning Yard trainer that could make the Weaselback be able to attack next turn. I think I am going to play the land. I think we need our lands out. And we'll play Merchant. And then have the Dragonfire available. If I'd kept the land, we wouldn't be able to just pitch it. Anyway, so now we can decide if it comes to it, we might want to rummage away one of these. I don't think so, though. I like our hand. Maybe we get to Dragonfire the Fireborn after it pumps. That would be ideal. Yeah, I suppose it's a bad auto tap, but it's okay. I didn't intend to use that Rimrock for anything here. I'm still not going to do this play. It's funny, we just keep... It's target after target that we would like to kill with this Scorching. Might be time to use the Scorching now on something. If we use it on... I think we Scorch the Fireborn still. Yeah, I mean, still, it doesn't make sense from a... I think we want to Scorch the Fireborn while the Scorching is good. And then Oakhame... It's true. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it now. They've got a pause, which is interesting. What do you think they have for that pause? Could be very important. Shepherd? If they'd had Shepherd, they would have used it there, right? Flash equipment. I'm very nervous about this pause. Untap Pump is 3 mana. Guide Mother's not an instant. Yeah. None of the things that are being mentioned make sense based on the play we saw. I'm going to start with this, actually. I'm going to pitch this forest and see what we find. Another mountain. Tactician. Well, let's put that to the test and go towards attacking. Doesn't look like it's swoop. So, can't attack. We can only attack with, is it 1? Oh, okay, we can do this. Given that action... dropping another mountain. And then I'm thinking about whether or not we cast this Rimrock. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, maybe they're trying to swing for lethal. Well, yeah, maybe that does mean we should just drop the rock here. Although, how much can we really attack with next turn? 1, 2. All right, I'm gonna save the rock. Yeah, I'm not expecting the rock to block. I'm saying, do we want the rock ready to attack back next turn? Yeah, they could easily be doing a priority trick. None of the possibilities tell a great story. I'm a little confused. That's the thing. No, it wasn't. They had 2. There was a pause when they had 2 white mana available, and that's it. I don't know if we, quote, needed that. We'll see. It might still be swoop. You might be right that they're trying to save swoop for alpha, like attack all, protect against our alpha, crack back for alpha. I think they're trying to do a 2-turn clock here, and I think the swoop still makes a lot of sense. I think swoop is the thing that makes sense and still makes sense here. Terrible card for us to draw, but if it's swoop, we do get to, let's see, so we get to make, we get to trainer and still have Rimrock left and still attack with 2 things even if they tap. So let's start with the trainer. Wait, says Combustinator. Can also use Merchant. Trainer has haste. That's what I'm saying. So we go trainer haste and then see what they want to do. Well, we have Archon to deal with. And also we're expecting to have our stuff tapped down. That's the thing. I'm expecting a tap down. I think we got to go for it and see what, if the trainer added onto the red cap creates enough. Because let's say... Well, we're dead on the crackback. Okay, so we need to try and win this turn. But I'm not sure we can do it through Tactician. Yeah, so we pay for 2 attackers and then have Rimrock for the unblocked one and hope it's enough. So now, actually, rather than attack with both, because here's the thing, we attack with both, they block 1, we get them to 1, and that's all very exciting, but it doesn't win us the game, right? So what we need to do is attack with the adversary, hope that they let it go. They won't, though, right? They're never letting it go. So I guess it is to attack with both. Yeah, I just don't think we got there. Because the trouble is they're going to block... if we just attack with the adversary, they'd block that. If we attack with this, you know... Right. Well, oh, they're going there. Well, this is our out. Well, we can't go for the win. There's no win to go for, so we're actually going for drawing red cap melee here. Yeah, so we do have an out. That's the out I was going for, is finding our one other removal. Here we go, but they blocked the wrong one. Oh, barge in. I even saw the one red and thought we had it. Dang. Well, if this were on top, we would have won. Instead, we drew a forest, but we were one draw away from a win. Yeah, they'll swing. All right. Archon didn't actually do anything there. I don't. Was there a point? Maybe there was one point where we wanted to attack with more than we could, but I think overall it didn't actually. The tax didn't stop us. Played to our routes. It's all we can do, and then it looks really cool when it happens. You know, you just play for those narrow outs, and mostly they don't happen. But then sometimes, hey, look. We top decked exactly what we needed and we got there, you know? Doing a Fallen Empires draft tomorrow as a bit of a holiday gag. Any tips? Come up with a different gag? It's not that fun. I don't know. No tips. No, I have no tips for you other than you may come to regret that use of your time. Drink a lot? Chemically alter your brain before bothering? How about that? It's not a great draft experience. Come on. All right. Yeah, we'll keep this. Not all the keepers are dead. I'm not going to bother with a Rimrock against O4s. I'm going to move ahead to the Rosethorn and then try to Rimrock the Rosethorn to get through the Secret Keeper. That's interesting. We could rummage away Searing Barrage too. We're a little bit thick, but we can do that. No, that's instant, right? So we can haggle when we want. I'm not going to do the Rimrock now, though. Animating Fairy for no value. We'll Scorch that. I think that's worth scorching here to use our mana. Since we do have a plan to kill the Keeper by attacking with Rosethorn and rocking it. Or the Merchant, even. But we'll use all our mana here and go Rosethorn. Might even just Barrage for Adamant next turn. Yeah. As Robert observes. Second match in a row against Owls. All right. There is the mana for it. Kind of just like Squire Merchant here, though. Let's just get on board, and then we have all this sweet interaction in our hand at instant speed for later. Now that's a thing that's going to eat a barrage. This is good. We get to take out the turtle right now and attack with everything else. Or we could attack with everything and try and turtle. Well, let's see. That's not going to work. All right, I'm going to barrage the turtle and crash in. We only get through for 2 here, but I like it better than defending. You know, we can't defend any of this stuff, so. Vantress will be eating our other barrage. And probably right away. Yep. We're going to offer the Squire for that animating fairy, kill the Vantress, and charge in. We could hold on the Acolyte. Well, that's interesting. That's true. Maybe I was a little too eager to get it. It wasn't really doing much. Maybe that was a scared kill. It would eventually do something, but maybe I was hasty. I'm just kind of playing quickly there. It's true. As for this, yeah, I'm trying to decide whether we just want to swing in and accept Squire for Fairy and get in for 2, or whether we hold back the Rosethorn, attack with everything, and then we can Rimrock to take out the Secret Keeper. Yeah, keeping up the pace. I don't mean quickly like insane, but just, you know, want to have a little snappy play when you're playing on stream. I'm going to go for the attack with everything, offer the Squire trade, and get 2 in here. I'm not sure, like, we're pushing it on being able to win this race because the Secret Keeper blocks. Yeah, bringing down a flyer was important, but was bringing down that one important? I guess we're at 7 now, so it kind of was. They were going to be able to attack. Now, if they have nothing big, come on, just don't do anything huge here. Nothing significant, just, all right. Well, I voted for nothing. Of course, now I'm just nervous about what's in their hand, but you got to do what you got to do. I almost played that, but of course we have the Merchant, so I should hold off on that. We're going to attack with everything and Rimrock. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Weasel before attacks. What does that do? Draw counter. Yeah, well, reasonable. But it's too late now. Go for lethal. How are we lethal? We Rimrock for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then how do we get 8? I don't see how we threaten lethal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 6. I was thinking this was 3, 2. I'm going to Rimrock for killing the Secret Keeper. See what they do. We'll rummage the land, yeah, and then we can still weasel. All right, so let's go boom, boom, boom. Good call on pre-combat weasel. Too late now, but let's see what we can come out of this. I'm not sure if they counter that. Maybe they do. Another tight one in a race with a mono blue deck. That doesn't matter much if they don't draw a card right now. If they draw a card, it matters. Playing sleazy matters. I think we're going to lose this one. I think that did us in unless we draw something really nice off the top here. Maybe we get the Garrick spell or something. But we are kind of top decking to avoid a loss now. Yeah, I can't remember what's in here. Slaying Fire, we've already lost. Our barrages are gone. Oh, jeez, I didn't notice that too. I didn't see what we actually got. So we, a bunch of our outs for a win are actually totally used or yarded now. I'm not sure we have an out. Certainly it isn't a forest. So let's go searching. All right, that helps. That helps. Does it give us a win? Can we get a win out of that? Maybe what it does is stops their alpha from working. If we send in with everything, they have, I think they have just enough blocks to do it, unfortunately, right? They have 4 blocks. We can get rid of one of their creatures, but then... Yeah, I guess it starts with an attack with everything. You want to melee the Griffin first? That's what I'm trying to figure out, if there's a correct thing to do before. Well, here, let's think it through instead of just listening to chat. If we hit the Griffin, they have 3 blockers. But then they have to block all 3, right? No, they could do 2 blocks and still survive. That's the thing. Yeah, I guess we have to threaten Weaselback Pump here, or we don't threaten enough. Yeah, we have to give them a chance to screw up. I agree. I think we're in a bad spot such that we need to not show our red cap melee in order to hope that they screw up their blocks. All right, we needed that. Ooh, they're changing it up. Changing it up still. That's fine. We needed that trade. Does this keep us in it? Interesting spot. Okay, Oppo's locked it in. This does less over the course of the game than this. We could actually just take out the owl, but then we lose our merchant. So I guess we have to, yeah, here, we'll give it a...
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Gotta take out the 2/4. Lose a forest in case we... I don't think we have any more adamant. I think all of our adamant is in the graveyard, but... All right, we're going to try to draw out the didn't say. Oppo figured out not to counter the meaningless card, and we get to show them that they played correctly. Good job, Oppo. Tight game. We didn't come away with this one, but it was fun to try and find the lines. Anything we did, if we did anything that didn't save our, we had to save our 2-3. If we didn't save the 2-3, nothing the following turn would have mattered anyway. I don't think there was much of a better line to take there, but pre-combat melee just lets them take the, if we do pre-combat melee, then they take the weasel back, go to 1, and know that they can win on the crackback. We needed to force them to block with the 2/2 flyer. No, that was the tough part. We needed to not do it before blocks to force them to respect the weasel pump. If we didn't force them to respect the weasel pump, they didn't have to block the way they did. All right, no problem. Let's get a few more right now. For those of you who don't know, Brian Wong, one of the former co-hosts of Limited Resources, his favorite way to determine who goes first in a game of casual limited Magic, like at a friend's house or whatever, is you each player pulls a random card from their sideboard. Randomize your sideboard, and each player flips up a card, and you look at the card name, and whoever has the best band name as a card name it wins the flip. Fresh. The yeah, I guess the 2/4, 2/4/3. Yeah, you're right. The 2/3 would have survived, so we could have done it either way, but it didn't make a difference. I wish I had done that math though. Should have done the math, but it turns out the math didn't make a difference. Yeah, it's possible we get rid of that keeper earlier, we get more damage through the rest of the game. That might have been the key turn down Tuco. We're going to keep this, though. You can name the category of your choice, honestly. The band name, movie name, life. Yeah, you can do lifetime movie. Like I've done multiple different categories with Brian on that one. Be nice if we could find a 2-drop that wasn't a Rimrock that we wanted to play, but we don't. So we're gonna drop one. Not really. My favorite win the flip method is one person picks up a die, says odd or even, question mark, and then rolls after an answer. That's just a one roll, no tie approach. Yeah, GG Rodent, well played. Good patience on the counterspell. I feel like we screwed up early in some ways that could have flipped that to our advantage, but we played to our outs and just couldn't get there. We had one more removal spell we had to find, too. I'm going to red cap here and not offer the Rimrock for the pair. What do you mean, D? Like, is it a good way to improve, to go back and watch your old game tape, so to speak? Sure, but also it's like what you have time for and what you're going to prioritize. All right, maybe we do just offer the Rimrock for the pair here. We're going to be facing this anyway. And then we can Trebuchet and work from there. I don't know, man. We're doing it now. Like, I would rather just play a new game and learn from the new game that we're doing live rather than do homework with people on stream. All right, let's send in both. And yeah, I'm going to offer this trade. They were nervous about making that block, and I understand, but don't worry, Oppo, you get there. You get the trade. It's all about whether, I mean, I could end the stream with that, or I could go do other more productive things with my time. Dionysus, how about you spin up a stream? Going optimal, in which you replay my VODs and dissect all of my decisions. And then everybody else can watch. And I'll do my other stuff. What did they do? Foreboding Fruit, pretty good. What do they, wait, what's going on here? Oh, they got a fruit from the pair. Got it. Yeah, there's some reasonable retrospective stuff. It's just not what I'm going to do with my content, I don't think. When I'm doing daily new content, I'm not going to also add on looking backwards at yesterday's content. It just doesn't seem correct. In this case... Sorry, this is how I end up with no hourglasses, by the way. I'm talking with all y'all, and then it's like... now I'm going to rock Rims. Their shields are down. This will be a nice big smack. Got 3 5-drops, so we really don't want to use this yet. We're going to do everything we can not to use this until we've cleared our hand of these 5s. Like the theme of your stream, D, would be that you go through and categorize every last possible punt that you could justify and show everybody how wrong they were about their punt choices. Order going for more food. Okay. Is that really their best choice? I guess that's all their only choice. There's the Foulmire we've been expecting, which we may have to trade off for a Rimrock. All right, well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Does give us some options here. How many of them do I actually like? Could burn Sir Farron or the Foulmire and get in and offer the other for the Rimrock. Rimrock's going to just be facing a Curious Pair anyway. Well, are you willing to trade Trainer or Rimrock for the Foulmire? Like, if we're not willing to trade the Foulmire for stuff, we shouldn't do that. You like attack only with red cap? I'm gonna let this one tick. I want to think about this. Well, I don't know if that's good TV either, D. Then we're tanking on a decision for 12 years, and that's not fun either. Yeah, I guess the life totals are such that we should just force that. Let's try this. Oop. Hey, look! I actually got to hold full control because of the double... I did it in time. So now they're at a virtual 5. I think we just send everything, right? And then we have Searing Barrage. Yeah, we just send everything. What's the problem? What's Nantuko stressed about? Maybe overthought that a bit. Was kind of in board control mode and didn't really think about that they were at 7. Once you factor in the 7, it becomes pretty easy. I see. You're saying, no, do what I did. Chat delay, you know. All right, we can keep this. I don't have any low drops, and we're going first, but I still think we keep this. I mean, we could merchant away something on turn 1 if we wanted to search for faster drops. We're going to keep, though, put out the mountain, then we can discuss. Discuss. Are we going to rummage away anything before we untap? And if so, what? Could argue rummage away a forest even. It's a little greedy, but we're likely to find more land. I'm going to take a draw, and we can still decide about... it means we're not... Like, if we do it now, we look for that 2-drop. But if we wait... Yeah, we found something naturally anyway, so that's good. Just wanted to get on board before 3, you know, but you don't always get that choice. Exactly. Looting is an easy choice. Always loot. Rummaging, much tougher. I'm fine with that. They can have that their one drop, and we'll drop a Acolyte here. Get ramping. Wow, that's good. They had to drop a Squire for no value. We're going to send in with our Acolyte, I think, unless we have... Yeah, we don't have any 5 mana we really want to spend this turn, so we'll attack. And this is not a knight. Kind of like Merchant, though. It can attack. It's a 2-3. Oppo showing a 2-1. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Late stream for me. I'm usually done by now, but I was just feeling it today. All right, here's where I hope we're proving how brute, like everybody plays brutes all over, and I acknowledge that it's a totally playable and even a solid card in aggro, but it is not amazing. And I think we're going to show why here. Like it just falls short in a lot of situations. And right now sometimes I'm just happy to see a Ginger Brute. And this is one of those times where it's like, Ginger Brute, cool. Happy to see a Ginger Brute. Here we're going to attack knowing that we have Trebuchet, Barge in, even if no matter what they do. Didn't want to use the Barge in there. I will do the Trebuchet though. Back when I had nothing else I was trying to accomplish. Yeah, Nantuko. And I'm not even saying Ginger Brute doesn't fit. Like, if Oppo's deck is reasonably aggro, the Ginger Brute could be fine. I'm just saying, even in decks where it fits, sometimes it comes up short of what you're hoping from it. Our course of action here, though, is clear. We are going to blow this Conrad off the table. And then we decide whether we want to offer Merchant for both of Oppo's cards. And probably we do in this situation. Although if we wait, the Barge in gets better. Can't even sack Brute. It all costs... well, not in this case, yeah, because they have mana. Mana issues. Yeah, not this turn, sure. I take it back. I am going to offer Merchant. If you want to offer both Ginger Brute and Squire for the Merchant, I am in. I think we can win it from there. By all means, Brute, let us race. Nice, another place where they didn't get value out of their adventure creature. We're done they're done attacking, so we can go ahead and Trebuchet now too. And we can play this, and that's just kind of good, right? Like we get everything pumped. We can Dragonfire. Trying to win most efficiently here. They're at a virtual 7 right now. I guess we send in with these two and then Barge and Scorch as needed. And maybe Castle. I think I'll kill the 3/1 via Barge. If they block the Merchant with it, that's unfortunate because we don't get the trample. But if they, okay, they're just going to do that. Man, that makes me just want to use Castle. But even more so, I think I'm just going to take the 4, play the Squire, have Scorching at end step, and then we have a pretty big game the turn we untap after that. So I'm just going to accept the 4 here, especially maybe they have something else there. I don't know what they might be holding, but yeah, it looks like maybe a outflank. Okay, well that gives us a good reason to go ahead and Barge. Our patience wins out. Double outflank. Well, that's hard to play around, but we still got 2 for 2 out of this eventually. Ultimately, do we want to Merchant before we move on? Oh yeah, we can Scorch and then reduce it. Good call. Yeah. Good call. Yeah, we can fire one. I guess we want Shepherd. I'm killing Nantuko today. Don't worry, people with less of a delay than you are saving me, Nantuko. And we still get the Squire. Crazy. All right. I should have seen that myself, but was getting caught up in the barrage of outflanks on the stack. We get another... Oops. Another gem grind here. All right, we got 5 wins. I am going to finish this event, but the coffee has caught up with me, and I need a few minutes. I'll be right back, and we'll finish out this draft. What's up? Didn't matter fresh, it was lethal. I should support MTG Bot on Patreon so we can have trivia. Well, let's add it to the list of things Ryan should look into for quality of life improvements on the stream. I think chat is probably net positive on my EV, but it's definitely a mixed bag. I mean, the whole shebang of chat plus talking plus streaming, all that stuff. Like, I don't know, we could look at my offline versus online results. Although, frankly, I think also I'm driven to play more tightly in front of you all. I feel like I make more mistakes when I'm playing casually at night offline or whatever. I'm not sure. It's certainly a mixed bag. You get distracted and it's really tough and it can be hard to give strategy or 100% focus, but then you do have people looking out for you and finding lines you might have missed. But the gingerbread can't block and kill anything. I still think I like taking out a 3-1 over a 1-1 when we're trying to attack with 3 toughness creatures. All right, we can keep this. I don't know if I have time to reflect right now, Robert, but it certainly helped me find a lot of identify leaks that were maybe bigger than I realized. I mean, it's hard to identify. Like if you say, "Well, give me an example," like I don't know. I just feel like it's raised my awareness of exactly where I'm making mistakes. Like a solid start. Oh, Vandal wants to trade. Well, do we want to kill the Vandal? We could slay that with fire. Seems like a good card though. I'm happy to trade. We can trade. We'll drop Trebuchet and be fine. Into Adversary, I like it. Interesting. They're like, I don't want to trade. All right. I do not, D. They were working out streaming for employees towards the end of my time there. Honestly, I could have. I was actually authorized to stream while at Wizards, but I didn't feel it was worth it. It's too risky. When you're working, like, all streaming... If I streamed Magic while working at Wizards, I would just expose myself to risk every day for saying the wrong thing and getting in trouble for... And they wouldn't let me take money for it, so it'd be like, what... Why... Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't make sense, I don't think. I had the, like, I wanted to do it for fun, but then the risk reward just wasn't there. So that's a bummer of a card for Oppo to play. What do we want to do about that? I think we actually offer the rider for a counter. And then we can keep up... Like, this has to attack. The other thing we could do is ignore it and head back the other direction. Actually, I'm going to do this. We're going to just do this and make a Rosethorn Acolyte. And be prepared to chump the Oathsworn with the Rider, get it a little bit smaller, then it becomes a 3/3, then any piece of removal can make it a 2/2, and then it stops being a problem at all. That's the other thing we can do is potentially just race the knight after we kill the flyer. See what they want to do with this turn, though, and what they do with this scry as well. I'd love to see bottom on the scry. We got a decision to make coming up because this knight is coming in. I'm sorry, I missed it. I was looking at the knight. Did they go? What did they do with the scry? Anybody see that?
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Ooh, that changes some race math right there. Top, bottom. Yeah, multiple blockers take off multiple counters. I don't think I want to do that, though, because then they... Well, yeah, right now this would be a 2-for-1, and I don't want to do that. I mean, I guess I'm 2-for-1ing myself in some other way instead. But I want the Rose Thorn, and I want the Adversary, so there's no double block here. I think the Witch is annoying. We can still slay the Vandal. Let's try racing the Oathsworn for right now. Yeah, plan right now is kill Vandal, get in there. I want to... if I can wait... I'm going to do it with the Slaying Fire. And then we might find a land. I want to attack with everything. I guess we could not attack with the Rose Thorn, but if they want to block the Rose Thorn, I think that's fine. Although, man, we guarantee ourselves a play if we leave this back. All right, I'm going to leave it back because we guarantee ourselves a follow-up play with the red cap. Yeah, does it even work that way? Red cap definitely double removes. But we'll play this red cap and have Rimrock ready to rock some rims and see if we can get this done. Yeah, we could trade. We could just go turn it into a 2/2 and trade for the red cap. Only one comes off. Oh, in a double block situation, Fluff. But certainly double strike would take 2 off. And just deciding whether it's worth more for us to turn this into a 2/2 and lose our red cap. Oh, so yeah, this is all pretty powerful, especially if we find another mountain. All right, we'll say no blocks this turn. I believe you. I believe that arena is bugged. Okay, this is interesting because we get to rock a rim, cast the Rimrock, cast the dummy, all while still attacking with the Rose Thorn if we want, which I think is what we want. We're doing it into a lot of open mana, but let's make him have something here. This is the race we wanted. This is lethal with nothing from our hand. So this is a forced eat or a forced block. I just kind of want to make Oppo use some of their mana up before we rock a rim, for example. Or do a Searing Barrage, which is another alternative. Looks like they're not going to let us, though. I'm going to follow through on what I'm saying. I'm not going to Rimrock here into this open mana. find a mountain, we could just win. Dummy before attacks, looking for a counter. I'd rather have Searing Barrage available than try to draw out counters and then not have that available. And now we get Dummy. And we can have, Rimrock can't block, so I'm not going to play it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to play Rimrock. It can't block, so it doesn't add to our ability to block, but it does add to our ability to crack back the other way, and it does not stop us from playing a red cap melee. And if and 2 damage from the Boulder Rush is about the same as 3 damage from the attacking Rimrock anyway. We're dead to them making food. How? I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something, but I guess... Mystical Dispute. Sure. You can counter that. And now we can just cap the Witch. Let's cap the Witch. And then I think we'll be pretty good. We still have Rosethorn to charge up a Searing Barrage next turn. Now they need a lot to go right to kill us before we can get this last 2. Really last 5 if you want to, but they have to spend 2 to do it. That most they get 3 mana this turn at 5 life. I think 5 life, a 4/4 that has to attack, and 3 mana is not enough to beat us here. I'm not sure. I mean, it would be really... they're not going to make us have to think it through, but like the only thing that could kill us if they attack with Oathsworn in these colors is like double lash, you know? Flash Knight for lifelink maybe keeps him alive, yeah. Oh, we're already at 6. I missed an update to the record at some point. Cool. All right. Long stream today, and we get to go to the end of the line on this second draft. It has, well, this is the first successful draft of the week, and it's Wednesday. I'd say, well, I guess we had a 3-3, right? I mean, we haven't won more than we've lost all week long until now, so I think observing that it's been a bad run is fair over the course of a few days with no above 500 performances. All right, I like it. When do you want to use this Once Upon a Time? We can play Mountain and pass. We could even... Haggle counts as a spell, so we can't haggle before we Once Upon a Time. Probably just now is fine. Although I can play the Mountain. This is an instant, right? So we can wait. We can wait a little bit. Get a little extra info from Oppo. Well, the reason to do it not before you play a spell is if you want to find a certain land, right? Can still just wait. Now I'll haggle. I didn't feel there was anything worth haggling over there, but now that we have 4 lands and on turn 2, I think we can afford to haggle. No, I mean, what are we? I like all my cards, especially against Mountain, right? Like, I like all these cards, so. Oh, after draw. Yeah, we could have looked after we drew. That's fair. Maybe there's a 2 we find. Yeah. Maybe I could have done that. Being a little bit tight with my Once Upon a Time. Well, here, we'll show the punishment, and I'll find a 2 right now for you to be like, wah, wah. There's a 2. Would we have played it? Maybe. But now what do we want? Probably not more land, so let's go ahead and get the rock. Although then they know, then it's just a telegraphed rim rock. But there's no knights for the Burning Yard Trainer, so it's really the only choice. I'm gonna rummage a forest, find a forest, okay. Gonna drop a forest here, and merchant. If Oppo had done us a favor of playing a green creature, we could have done a cheap adversary. Still nothing from Oppo, which is kind of interesting. Well, we're going to charge in with Merchant, see what they want to do. No, I had my reasons for not doing it. There were, you could argue for it, but I had my reasons too. I think once and rummage away a forest is a fine line there. We're going to put a cap in an ass coming up pretty soon. Taking 5 first, though. Man, we could even do... Now, we'll save that for next turn. Let's go castle. Just going to red cap this right now. Rock a rim right now. Oh man, and Return of the Wild Speaker is just GG for them if they don't come up with a pretty good play on their turn. Merchant doesn't... Well, actually, Merchant gets the +3/+3, so yeah. Rampart Smasher is an excellent play in general, but maybe it's not enough here. So we send in, if they block anything, we take out the Smasher. So yeah, we're just gonna send in... The other thing we could do is play the red cap and return next turn. Because it's... Oh, sorry. Oh man, I was messing it up. Yeah, it does not get it. So if we attack with a Merchant... That's no good, but maybe we let them... If they attack with a Merchant, we still do it and just get a massive amount of damage in, and that's okay. I think they would take the Rimrock anyway as the biggest damage source. Yeah, I was totally wrong about that, but I think we crush them pretty good, and I'm going to do it. Pretty happy if they block Rimrock. They can block anything and it's all good here. That's a little rough. I'm still going to do it. They just have a lot of ground to make up here. Yeah, that was enough for him, I guess. Trebuchet is lethal. Our searing stuff is lethal. Yeah. It was going to be hard for us to lose from there, and Oppo agreed. Anticlimactic 7th win, but I'm not complaining. It's been a frustrating week so far in terms of results, so it's nice to pick up a 7 win. Right on. That was a 7-2, so we were right up against it. And yeah, it was a red-green deck that we played gems to enter. All right. Claim this prize. How are we doing on packs? Where are we at? 4. We'll keep. I guess we're at a point where we should be looking for, actually looking for the various mythics we need. So I'm just going to open these. There's 20. Also tracking the extra gem grind. That's 40. Thanks for the bits, Razor. Hey, there's a mythic. Cool. Slowly completing. Another mythic. All right, I like that. I'm looking forward to 4Xing this set. So even though as much of a gem hound as I am, I'm kind of a little giddy and excited about getting to 4X Eldraine very soon. But we'll add 40 more to the grind, and we're going to look out to who we're going to raid today. Who's around for a raid? Jamie's around. We're going to raid Jamie Topples shortly. Hopefully you'll hang out for that. Even do it from here, I expect. Thank you for hanging out on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out live. You guys are the best. I have so much fun streaming that it makes me want to stream instead of doing my other adulting. But I'm going to go do some adulting now. You say hi to Jamie, and we'll catch you tomorrow for some more action. See ya.